So again, dear friends and the viewers, I am welcoming you to our tonight's live program, and that would be the poetry recitation of poets from four continents, and seven poets are participating today. So I hope that you will enjoy this program. And on the occasion of the International Mother Language Day, we have just organized this program. So I hope that you could hear the different languages, poetry of different languages. So I hope that you may be connected to the English translation or the original English poems, but with the other languages, you will just understand the rhythm, or you could have only the rhythm of the language or the music of the language, and that is also important for poetry. You know it very well. Okay, so you know that I have invited seven poets from four continents, and they are Caroline Sternesky. And sometimes my pronunciation may be not correct and may not be accurate. So never mind, please. I'm just telling you, yes, Caroline, she is laughing, and her name I just pronounced, but surely not correctly. I did.
Almost.
Almost. Okay. Caroline Sternesky. Then, then Carolina Stoyakova. Am I right?
Katerina Stoykova.
Katerina Stoykova. Yeah.
Yes.
And now they're yet to come. Choitali Chattopadhyay from Calcutta, India. Sergio Jesper from Mexico, and Miriam Ghazali, Maria Ghazal from Tunisia, Maria Borio from Italy, and Zaida Juarez from Argentina. Juarez, yes. She will come from Argentina. Oh no, already she is with us. Okay, so you are now just seeing three poets, Carolina from USA and also Katerina from USA and Zaida from Mexico. So before going to the poetry recitation, I want to say something about the International Mother Language Day. So, those are from Bangladesh. They know about this day very much, but others, I think that they are not well aware about this Mother Language Day. So, first, I want to say you that 21st February is the Mother Language Day because on this day in 1952, some people had been shot by cops, shot by police when they were just have a demonstration. They had a demonstration for the rights of their mother language. That means they were just demonstrating on the street, and then police shot down 6 or 7 students and also a few trespassers or the commuters. And for that reason, after then, it happened in Dhaka, Bangladesh. And after then, just we just recall that event, and we celebrate not in a festive mood, but we recall them with sadness and with a very unwanted event or unwanted something happened when people died for their language, for Bangla language. And after then, just we started to ask the world body, that means the United Nations, to declare it as International Mother Language Day. And in 1999, United Nations just declared 21st February as the Mother Language Day. And after then, every year throughout the world, people are celebrating, or the people from different countries, they are celebrating this day as International Mother Language Day. In fact, you know that the main objective of this day is to just give the importance to the mother tongue. And through mother tongue, we all know that the education could be achieved better than any other foreign language. So multiculturalism is this year, the UNESCO and United Nations just focused on multilingualistic approach. So multilingual education, inclusion education, they're focusing this year. And you know that there would be International Decade of Indigenous Languages. It will start in 2022 to 2032. But this year, multilingualism, sign language, or linguistic diversity, safeguarding linguistic diversity, United Nations focused on these issues. So this day has an importance. For that reason, many countries, they are celebrating this day, or just trying to say that the importance of this day. And our language, we feel proud because Bangladesh just initiated, or just tried to just set this day as International Mother Language Day. And now I just want to say something about Bangla. Bangla is a mother language, the language of Bangladesh, and its position in the world is in terms of speakers, or in terms of Bengali language speakers, its position is 6th in the world. Around 270 million people, they speak in Bangla. The English, its position is top of the list, is on top, and then Mandarin, the Chinese, next Hindi, sometimes, then next Spanish, 4th position. I got this information from internet and Wikipedia. The 4th position, the Spanish is holding the 4th position. The next is Arabic, that means 5th. And then the 6th position, Bangla is holding as the most of the speakers. And next, Russian, and then Portuguese.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yes, many people around the world, they speak in Bangla. So that's okay. just I introduced the day to the viewers and also to you. আমি বাংলাতে কিছু নাও আই ওয়ান্ট টু টেল সামথিং ইন বাংলা। আমি বাংলায় কিছু বলছি আপনাদেরকে, যারা শুনছেন তাদেরকে বলি যে আপনি তো শুনেছেন যে আমরা জানি যে 52 সালের 21শে ফেব্রুয়ারিতে কি মর্মান্তিক ঘটনা ঘটেছিল, যেখানে বেশ কয়েকজন ঢাকার রাস্তায় মাতৃভাষার আন্দোলন করতে গিয়ে তারা পুলিশের গুলিতে নিহত হয়। এবং সেই থেকে প্রতি বছর আমরা এই দিনটি পালন করে আসি আমাদের ভাষা আন্দোলনের দিবস হিসেবে। কিন্তু পরবর্তীকালে 1999 সালে এই দিনটি ইউনেস্কো এবং জাতিসংঘ আন্তর্জাতিক মাতৃভাষা দিবস হিসেবে ঘোষণা করে। এবং সেই ঘোষণার পেছনে আমাদেরই উদ্যোগ ছিল। আমাদের কয়েকজন বাঙালি যারা কানাডায় থাকতেন তারা প্রথমে উদ্যোগ গ্রহণ করেন, তারপরে বাংলাদেশ সরকার সেই বিষয়টিকে গুরুত্ব দেয়, দিয়ে জাতিসংঘে অনেকটা তাদের বক্তব্য তুলে ধরে বাংলাদেশ সরকার। এবং তারপর থেকে 1999 সালে এই ইউনেস্কো প্রথমে এই বিষয়টিকে গুরুত্ব দিয়ে গ্রহণ করে এবং পরে আন্তর্জাতিকভাবে ঘোষণা দেয় যে এই দিনটি আন্তর্জাতিক মাতৃভাষা দিবস হিসেবে পালিত হবে। তা আমাদের সঙ্গে আজকে উপস্থিত আছেন এই মুহূর্তে 5 জন কবি, আরও 2 জনের আসার কথা, তা আমি অপেক্ষা করছি। একজন অবশ্য অসুস্থ বোধ করছেন ইটালি থেকে, তিনি হয়তো আসছেন না, কিন্তু আরেকজন মেক্সিকো থেকে আসার কথা। আমি আশা করছি যে তিনি এসে হয়তো যোগ দেবেন আমাদের এই অনুষ্ঠানে। তো আমরা আজকে এই বিশেষ কবিতা পাঠের আয়োজনটা করেছি এই কারণে যে আসলে বিভিন্ন ভাষায় কিভাবে কবিতা তো লেখা হয়ই, কিন্তু তারা কেমনভাবে কবিতা পড়েন, কী ধরনের কবিতা পড়েন সেটা আমরা দেখব। তো আমাদের সঙ্গে উপস্থিত আছেন ক্যাটরিনা, জাইদা, চৈতালি এবং ক্যারোলিন। তো আমি এদের পরিচয় একটু বিস্তৃতভাবে দেব। তো নাও জাস্ট আই ওয়ান্ট টু go for the poetry recitation. And Zaida is from Argentina. Can I just ask you to recite your poem, 2 poems? Each poet, they will read 2 poems and they will follow with the English translation. The first 2 poems, they will read in original language, written in an original language, then they will just follow with the English translation. But here, Caroline, she will read English poems because she is an American poet. And Katerina, though, lives in the USA, but she can also read the Bulgarian poem written in Bulgarian language, and then she will also follow with English translation. তো আমাদের এখানে ক্যাটরিনা বুলগেরিয়ার মূলত, কিন্তু থাকেন আমেরিকায়। তিনি বুলগেরিয়ার কবিতা পড়বেন, পরে সেটা ইংরেজি অনুবাদ পড়বেন সেই কবিতার। জায়দা হচ্ছে আর্জেন্টিনা থেকে, স্প্যানিশ ভাষায় কবিতা পড়বেন এবং তারপর ইংরেজি অনুবাদ পড়বেন। ক্যারোলিন মূলত আমেরিকার, সেই জন্য তিনি ইংরেজিতেই কবিতা পড়বেন, সেখানে কোনো অনুবাদের ব্যাপার নেই। আর চৈতালি বাঙালি কবি, তিনি বাংলা কবিতা পড়বেন এবং প্রয়োজনে যদি মনে করেন ইংরেজি অনুবাদ পড়া যেতে পারে, পড়বেন হয়তো, কারণ আমাদের এখানে অন্য যে দেশের কবিরা আছেন তারা তাহলে তার কবিতা কিছুটা হলে অনুধাবন করতে পারবেন। তো আমি I just want to go to Jaida, but before asking her to read her poems, I should introduce her to you. But I already told you that she's from Argentina, and Jaida Juarez is a lawyer, poet, and international troubadour. Okay, that's good. So she has published 4 books of poems, a digital anthology, and her poems has been her poems have been included in 80 national and international anthologies. Oh, huge! The number is really huge, and she says that she is an universal ambassador for peace, and she works for children's literature, and she did her doctorate in literature from Latin American Academy of Modern Literature of Mexico. So she is also a PhD holder in literature. So I'm just welcoming Jada.
Oh,
And yes,
yeah, thanks.
please,
Yeah,
you go ahead.
yeah.
And it's
Yes.
my pleasure that I have introduced you to my viewers as a, in fact, do you teach at any university? Because you did your PhD, so I
Yes.
think so that you may be a teacher. Are you a teacher?
Yes.
Okay.
More since a few years ago.
I see.
I am very, very honored to participate in this international event. I'm very kind with your invitation. Uh, the first poem has been made in pandemia. Se llama Sights of Love. Sights of love, sweet miracles that elevate me in spiritual harmony. Everything is memory of colors and sounds, of murmurs and curses, of sparkles and dew. Sights of love, lights and essences, of days without watches, of incessant clamor. Sights of love, have you my mind with the simplicity of your forms and longing for the complicity of your mores.
Okay, Jaida, I'm asking you to read your poems in Spanish.
Spanish. Suspiros de amor. Suspiros de amor, dulces milagros que me elevan en sintonía espiritual. Ya todo es remembranza de colores y sonidos, de murmullos y caricias, de fulgores y rocío, suspiros de amor, luces y esencias de jornadas sin relojes, de incesante clamor, suspiros de amor, tenerte en mi mente con la simpleza de tus formas y añorando la complicidad de tus páramos.
Jaida, what is the title of this poem in English?
Sights of Love.
Okay, Sights of Love. Okay, yes.
The second poem, I Want.
Yes.
This poem belongs to the second book, The Country of Enigmas.
Mm-hmm.
She was published in 2013 in Santiago de Cero.
Okay. Mm. Yeah.
I want to break the silence from your hands, the fading presence of your skin, arrive at your enigmas, dive into the maze of your evening and get stuck on your scepter. Shake off the herches of your armor of securities, pierce your environment, and that you inhabit me with curses. Shorten these moaning waves, drown this restless of ports, press your moorings, I want to stay in your voice. Establish unlimited sunrises in your search of blood and mystery. Ahora the translation. A ver, por aquí. Wait a minute. I get it. Quiero quebrar el silencio de tus manos, la esfumada presencia de tu piel, archivar a tus enigmas, sumergirme en el laberinto de tus anocheceres y quedar enclavada en tu cetro, sacudir las angustias de tu coraza de inseguridades, traspasar tu entorno, que me habites de caricias, acortar esta quemecunda espera, ahogar esta inquietud de puertos, pulsar tus amarras. Quiero permanecer en tu voz, instaurar amaneceres ilimitados en tu surgente de sangre y misterio. Thanks a lot.
That was beautiful.
Lovely. Thank you, Zaida.
When you spoke in your other language, in the Spanish, I could really feel it. And it really made me get goosebumps. So I enjoyed it immensely. Thank you very much. I really did.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Jada. Of course, I also enjoyed her Spanish reading.
Yeah, it was very
And-
passionate.
Yes, very passionate.
Yes, you could feel it. It was great.
Yes.
Me too,
Though,
enjoying.
and English translation,
It was
she was
good.
not feeling comfortable when she was reading. I understood this very well.
Yeah, I could feel it, and you can understand it completely, you know, and that's what's beautiful about it is even
Yes.
with other languages, you can really feel what they're saying to you, you know, even though you can't understand each word, you know,
Yes.
and that's the beauty of it. It really is. But I
But
love
there is, of course, the music and resonance and the passion,
yeah.
gesture,
Yes.
we
More
can
passion.
feel. Yes.
And we
Poetry is
understood
fact-
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes we think that some people say that poetry it has a connection with body and the language of body. You know,
Yes.
it is very much
Mother language.
related.
In mother
It's
language.
the language of love and the language of the heart. So yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah, it comes from heart. For that reason, it has a close connection with the body and our expression, everything. Okay,
Yes.
so
Actually,
thank
it's
you
the
very much,
language
Jada.
of the soul.
I live
Yes,
the
language of
poetry.
the soul.
I
but
live
comes
the
from
I
heart.
think so.
Yes. সো প্রিয় দর্শক যারা দেখছেন তারা নিশ্চয়ই একটু এনজয় করার কথা। আমরা কথা বলছিলাম কবিতা নিয়ে যে জায়দা কেমন পড়লো। তো জায়দার আমি আমার কাছে ইংরেজি অনুবাদটা ও পাঠিয়েছেন, আমি সেটা দেখছিলাম আর ওর মানে আবৃত্তি বলি বা পাঠ বলি সেটা শুনছিলাম। স্প্যানিশ তো শুনে কোনো লাভ নেই, কারণ আমি ভাষাটা জানি না। শুধু শুনছিলাম এই কারণে যে ভাষার মধ্যে যে একটা সঙ্গীতময়তা আছে সেটা কতটুকু স্পর্শ করে। তো সেটা তো করলোই, কারণ স্প্যানিশ ভাষা এমনি আমার কাছে মনে হয় খুবই একটা নরম, একটা কোমল ভাষা, সেইভাবেই প্রকাশ পায় অনুভূতিগুলো। কিন্তু ইংরেজি যখন পড়ছিল তখন আমি খেয়াল করছিলাম যে ইংরেজি পড়তে খুব কমফোর্টেবল ফিল করছিল না জায়দা, এবং কোনো কোনো জায়গায় উচ্চারণ একেবারেই অন্যরকম ছিল। কিন্তু সেটাও আমি খুব এনজয় করছিলাম যে পৃথিবীর বিভিন্ন জায়গায় ইংরেজি ভাষা বা যে কোনো ভাষা তার উচ্চারণ কতটা মানে বৈচিত্র্যপূর্ণ হয়ে ওঠে। তো সেটা কিন্তু জায়দার কবিতার মধ্যে পেয়েছে। তো কিন্তু ভালো লেগেছে। আমি একটুখানি যদি বলি ওর কবিতার বিষয় নিয়ে, যেমন কবিতার নির্মাণ কি চমৎকার সুন্দর। যেমন যে কবিতাটা প্রথম পড়লো সেই কবিতাটার ইংরেজি অনুবাদ হচ্ছে আই ওয়ান্ট। তো আই ওয়ান্ট, তো তার প্রথম বাক্যটা এরকম, আই ওয়ান্ট টু ব্রেক দ্য সাইলেন্স। from your hands, মানে আমি তোমার হাত থেকে যে নৈশব্দ আসে তাকে চূর্ণ করতে চাই বা ভেঙে ফেলতে চাই। তো যাই বলি না কেন, ব্রেক দ্য সাইলেন্স ফ্রম ইয়ার হ্যান্ডস। এবং তারপরের লাইনটা খুব সুন্দর, কত পোয়েটিক, কত মানে ইমাজিনেটিভ। পরের লাইনটা হচ্ছে দ্য ফেডিং প্রেজেন্স অফ ইউর স্কিন, দ্য ফেডিং প্রেজেন্স। So this is really good, and I enjoyed when she was reading her poems. So এইরকম কবিতা লেখে মানে জায়দা, তার মানে খুব ভালো কবিতা লেখেন জায়দা, তো সেটা বোঝা গেল। এবং ওর বায়োগ্রাফিতেও দেখলাম যে ও লিখেছেন যে 80টা সংকলনে কবিতা প্রকাশিত হয়েছে স্প্যানিশ ভাষায় এবং পৃথিবীর অন্য ভাষায়। তার মানে বোঝাই যায় যে কবি হিসেবে জায়দার গুরুত্ব কতখানি, এবং বেশ ভালো কবিতা লেখেন, এটা ধরেই নিতে পারি। এর পরের কবিতাটাও আমি যদি একটু বলি, আমি বলছি এই কারণে যে আসলে আমাদের তো কবিদের শোনার ভেতর দিয়েই সব সীমাবদ্ধ থাকলে তো বোঝা হয়ে ওঠে না যে কেমন কবি। যেমন পরের কবিতাটা যেটা পড়লো, শেষ কবিতাটা, সেটা হলো সাইটস অফ লাভ। সাইটস অফ লাভ বা প্রেমের দৃশ্য, এরকম কিছু একটা বলা যেতে পারে বাংলায়। সেখানে প্রথম যে স্তবকটা, ছোট ছোট স্তবকে লেখে, হয়তো 4 পংক্তির কিংবা 3 পংক্তির, এবং এই দুটো কবিতাই খুব শর্ট পোয়েম, ছোট কবিতা। আমি চেয়েছিলাম সেইভাবে। প্রথম স্তবকে লিখছে, সাইটস অফ লাভ, সুইট মিরাকলস দ্যাট এলিভেট মি ইন স্পিরিচুয়াল হারমোনি। ওয়ান্ডারফুল, দিস ইজ রিয়েলি গুড। আমরা জানি যে we know that in translation many things we lost, many things from the original text, but here I got the message and an image which is really striking, like this: sights of love, sweet miracles. এই শব্দ দুটো, this 2 words is really amazing use of words, I must say. And then the next sentence, that elevate me in spiritual harmony. So thoughtful poet, and of course her thinking is enriched, very rich, I must say. Okay, now just thank you very much, Jayada. We have heard very good 2 poems.
Blessings.
Thank you. So now I want to go to চৈতালি, তোমাকে আমি পড়ে দেব, ওদেরকে শুনিয়ে বললাম না।
হ্যাঁ, কারণ বাংলা পড়েই হোক।
হ্যাঁ, সেটা জন্য অপেক্ষা করছি, এবং তোমার কবিতা শুনবো ভালো করে শেষের দিকে। তো now I want to go to Katerina. Katerina, how are you?
I'm doing great. Very happy to be here. Very excited to share my poems. And very excited to hear everybody else's.
Yes, but before I ask you to read your poems, I want to just introduce you to our viewers.
Okay.
Katerina Stoyakova is the author of several award-winning poetry books and the senior editor of Accent Publishing, where she has selected, or she selects or edits and publishes books, mostly poetry books, collection of poetry, and already she has published 80 collection of poetry books.
Wow.
That's really amazing. And she hosts the literary radio show Accents. It's FM radio, and Katerina also acted in the lead roles in the independent feature films Proud Citizen and Fort Maria. So Katerina also is an actress, and she splits her time between the coast of Black Sea and the rolling hills of Kentucky. Okay, so Black Sea means it is in Bulgaria, right?
That's right. I was born and raised in Bulgaria.
I see.
And yeah,
So
and now I
originally
live both
Katerina is
places.
from Bulgaria,
Yeah.
but from her childhood, she is living in the United States. So Katerina writes, lives, and thinks in two languages. Okay, just she writes in two languages, Bulgarian and also in English. So both, because English from when you just came to America, Stoikova, maybe when you were only 9 years old, right?
I was 24, but I started writing when I was 8 or 9. So thank you so much for mentioning my press, Accents Publishing. We have published over 80 poetry books by other people, not by me. I want to make sure that
Yes.
this is clear to everybody. I only have written several.
Yeah. So not just I want to say something in Bangla to my viewers from Bangladesh, or they are just watching from other countries. আমি বলি এই ক্যাটারিনার কিন্তু খুবই গুণী একজন মহিলা, এবং শুধু কবি নন, তিনি একজন প্রকাশক। এবং অ্যাকসেন্ট নামে ক্যাটারিনার একটা চমৎকার পাবলিশিং হাউস আছে, সেটা আমেরিকাতে। এবং সেখান থেকে ইতিমধ্যে এমনি তো সারা পৃথিবী জুড়েই কিন্তু কবিতার বই প্রকাশিত হয় খুব কম। এটা যে শুধু বাংলাদেশে হয় তা না, বা ভারতে হয় তা না, সারা পৃথিবী জুড়েই কবিতার বইয়ের প্রকাশনার সংখ্যা কম। কিন্তু সেই দিক থেকে দেখছি যে ক্যাটারিনার যে প্রকাশনা, সেই প্রকাশনা থেকে অ্যাকসেন্টস যার নাম, সেই প্রকাশনা থেকে ইতিমধ্যে ৮০টি কবিতার বই বেরিয়ে গেছে। এবং সেখানে ক্যাটারিনার ভূমিকা শুধু প্রকাশক নয়, একই সঙ্গে সে কিন্তু ক্যাটারিনা কিন্তু এডিটর, সম্পাদক, অর্থাৎ তার কাছে যে পাণ্ডুলিপিগুলো পৌঁছায় সেগুলোও কিন্তু সে ক্যাটারিনা মূল্যায়ন করেন এবং তারপরেই প্রকাশ করেন। তো ক্যাটারিনা আসলে এর আগে একবার আমার প্রোগ্রামে এসেছিলেন, একবার আমেরিকান কবিদের নিয়ে যখন আমি একটা লাইভ করেছিলাম, ৩ জন কবি এসেছিলেন, তার মধ্যে ক্যাটারিনা ছিলেন। আমি তখনই জেনেছিলাম এই কথাগুলো। তবে ক্যাটারিনার আরেকটি ব্যাপার হচ্ছে যে 2 ভাষার মধ্যে ওর যাতায়াত। একটা হচ্ছে ওর পিতৃভূমি হচ্ছে বুলগেরিয়া এবং আমেরিকা। তো বুলগেরীয় ভাষায় কবিতা লেখেন, আবার একই সঙ্গে ইংরেজিতেও লেখেন, অর্থাৎ ও এক ধরনের বাইলিঙ্গুয়াল পোয়েট। ওই অর্থে বাইলিঙ্গুয়াল না, আমি বলবো 2 ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজের পোয়েট, কারণ বাইলিঙ্গুয়াল হলে তো অনুবাদ হওয়ার কথা, কিন্তু ওটা অনুবাদ না, ও একেবারেই 2 ভাষাতেই কবিতা লেখেন। তো সেই দিক থেকে বলবো যে ক্যাটারিনা সত্যিকার অর্থেই একজন সাহিত্য অন্তপ্রাণ, কবিতা অন্তপ্রাণ, এবং কবিতাও খুব ভালো লেখেন। তো আমি now just I want to go to Katerina. Would you please read your poems first in Bulgarian language? Then just I ask you to follow with the English translation.
I will. I'll be happy to. Thank you very much. So I'll read you a poem.
So Katerina, it's my pleasure that I got you again in this show.
Yes,
and
very excited.
Yes.
To spend time with you online. And Masood, thank you for the wonderful service that you do to the international literary community. Your dedication and passion are just priceless and inspiring. Thank you for everything you do.
You're welcome. I am also profoundly grateful to you all, because you have cooperated with me, and when I asked you, you have come to my show.
Absolutely. Yeah, my pleasure and honor. I have selected 2 poems to read. Both of them are on the topic of mother tongue, and the first one that I'll read is about the alphabet, and it's about the English alphabet, because it seems to be making its way into other countries. And like in Bulgaria, it's sometimes difficult to see writing in Cyrillic, and we have so many fewer speakers of the language compared to Bangla or Spanish, or other languages that you mentioned there on the top 6. We're nowhere near the top 6. We're a small country with our own amazing little alphabet. But this poem is called.
But you know that the language, every language has the importance.
Absolutely, yes. And I
Yes.
want us to keep our culture. Europe has a lot of small countries with a lot of small languages, and it will be wonderful if we're able to keep our own culture and languages. And I'll read this poem first in Bulgarian, and it is called Crossing, and it's about the English alphabet. So there you go. Поход. Маршируващата азбука се приближи към границата. Буквите бяха изтощени от дългия път. Те се стараеха да се движат като една, това ставаше все по-трудно. О се търкаляше, Пи подскачаше, Кей куцаше, М се поклащаше, Ел беше начело. Влачеше кокалистия си задник, оставяйки широка следа от наранена трева. Свободно! Извика, когато достигнаха бодливата тел. Пъхтящо, Джи се плесна по дървото до Кю, който дърпаше бодливо топката си. Ю замислено се поклащаше. Зи вееше с шапка в потискащата горещина. Цял час премина в мълчание. Сега какво? Попита Уай. Сега влизаме и превземаме, отговори Ей. Наш дълг е да помогнем на тези хора. Ти се прекръсти. Ви вдигна ръце към небето да хвали Бога. Ейч скръсти своите пред гърдите си и нищо не каза. This is one of them. The second one that I want to read. Oh, let me read it first in Bulgarian. Посещение. Посещавам родината си като охлюв, който се опитва да се намести пак в старата си черупка. Ден след ден се провирам навътре, назад, обратно по часовниковата стрелка. Черупката е грапава и тясна, отваря рани по изнежени места, но аз упорствам, плача над гробове, ям таратор, докато се впи старите си очертания. Накрая съм красива, светя, тук съм. Охлюв е най-красивата дума, казва синът ми, който учи български. Мислех си, че означава любов. Here are the poems in English. So the first one, as I mentioned about the English alphabet, is called Crossing. The Mark alphabet approached the border. The letters were exhausted from the long trip. They did their best to move as one, but it was becoming more and more difficult. O rolled, P hopped, K hobbled, M waddled. L was the leader. He dragged his bony bottom, leaving a wide trail of injured grass. It is, he yelled when they reached the barbed wire. Panting, G flopped under a tree next to Q, who was plucking burrs off his tail. U thoughtfully rocked side to side. Z fanned his head in the oppressive heat. An hour passed in silence. Now what? Asked Y. Now we go in and take over, answered A. It's our duty to help these people. He crossed himself. V lifted hands towards the sky to praise God. H folded arms across his chest and said nothing. And now I will read you the other poem in English. It's called Visit. I visit my homeland the way a snail tries to fit back into its old shell. Day after day, I write inside, counterclockwise. The shell is rough and narrow, opens sores on coddled parts. But I persist, eat terator, cry over graves, until I conform to my old contours. Finally, I'm here. Snail is the most beautiful Bulgarian word, says my son, who is studying the language. I thought it meant love. And it's beautiful, the two words, snail and love, Ochluf and Любовь. So,
Yes. And just the viewers, you have heard the two poems, first in Bulgarian language and then the translation. Stoikova just finished her reading. And the name of the first poem in English, in fact, the title of the first poem is Crossing, right?
that's right, yep.
And the next one is, second one, the title is Visit. So, আমি একটু কবিতা দুটো সম্পর্কে বলি. Just the crossing. These two poems, in fact, the main theme of these two poems is language.
That's right, yes.
And in the first sentence of the first poem, The Crossing, I'm just reading, you see. Again, I'm reading because I told you that Stoikova wrote these poems and just tried to say something on language. The first sentence is like this: the marching alphabet approached the border. The marching alphabet approached the border.
That's right.
The letters were exhausted from the long trip. This really very good sentence, and moving alphabets like this. Marching alphabet approached the border. That means the crossing the border. We just write poems or poetry because we want to reach to the readers from different parts of the world. Those are the poetry lover. And language also crosses the border. And she is saying this, that language or the alphabet across the border, and they are exhausted from long trip, something like this, she is telling, and becoming difficult, rolled, popped, hopped, hobbled, waddled, like this. That means the language sometimes has to, for our reason, has to suffer. The language also suffers. That is the point she just wanted to say. And she just wanted to rescue the language from this danger position. Yes, it happens. Like our language, it was in danger in 1952 when our right of just speaking or doing everything in our own language. That time, the Pakistani government, they were ruling our country. They tried to just snatch our right of language. Okay, the next poem, Visit, which Stoikova read just now. And this is also on language. This poem also is a very nice poem. And really the last stanza of this poem, she says that a snail is the most beautiful Bulgarian word. Says my son, who is studying the language, I thought it meant love. So, yes, the language is related with our passion, with our love, our admiration. So these two poems she read, and really very good reading it was. And
Thank you.
I hope that you also enjoyed it. So, Caroline, would you please say something? If you like, you can comment on her poetry. Caroline, I cannot hear you. Okay, sorry, I muted you.
Yeah, you muted me.
Yeah, now you tell.
Right. Hey, host, you muted me.
Yes, because I was getting some awkward noise from your side or other side.
No, that the alphabet poem
Okay.
was fantastic. I am a youth teacher for 25 years, and I would use that in the classroom. Just because it is so imaginative as well, and it really makes you think. It's just a really fun expression of the way you put those alphabets together. I mean, that's brilliant. So I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and your language, God, that's beautiful. I can listen to you read the phone book. That's really wonderful. I love the melatonin of that. Just the way you sound was very pleasing. So thank you for your share. I really did enjoy it.
Yeah, me too. And I hope that our viewers also enjoyed her reading.
Yes.
Okay, Choitali, would you like to say anything?
Actually, I also enjoyed her poem, and I think it's very vertical, and that feeling is very good to me.
Mm-hmm.
I love this kind of vertical, this kind of subjective poem.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Katerina, for your wonderful reading and wonderful two poems. So now I just want to go to Caroline.
Yes.
Caroline, should I introduce you to our viewers?
Please.
I'm kidding. Never mind. Okay, just first I need to introduce you to my viewers. That's that has importance because they should know you well. Okay. I just telling in her words. My name is Caroline Sternesky, a proud mother of adult twin daughters, age 21. I have been a teacher, administrator, director for 25 years in the education field and have masters in child development. Mm-hmm. Wow. You just worked in the education field, and I am also a teacher of education. Yeah. I teach literature and language and how to teach language, but I'm also teaching at university in the education department. Okay. Caroline is saying that I live in beautiful Sonoma County in California, USA. Her passion is storytelling, handwriting, everything, in anything that moves her. The role of words and literature are her expressional pathway, navigating her journey in life. And she is telling again, I have a deep love for artistic creativity in all forms, especially poetry. That's good. Mm-hmm. It is the language of the heart. I was just telling this. The poetry is the language of the heart. I am a person of integrity and intuitive to human behavior and feelings of emotions. I'm currently working on a book of poetry, and long-term goals would be developing and publishing my greeting cards. Mm-hmm. Oh, really? Yeah. That's amazing. And that's something different. Publishing my greeting cards and my personal memoirs in the hour of my hero. My mother, Jackie, I say.
Yeah,
Who, yeah, your mom is your hero. Yes, who was a single mother of 6 children, of course, who put herself through college to better her family's life as a labor and delivery charge nurse. I see. I carry her love in my writing as well as all of her humanitarian works. I have recently started at a poetry page called Language from the Heart, Poetry to Express My Creativity. Wonderful. So, in fact, she is highly passionate. She is highly passionate about poetry and creative works, and
yes.
to creative works. That's really amazing and striking for a person and for as a reader to me.
Thank
তো
you.
আপনারা শুনলেন প্রিয় দর্শক বন্ধুরা যে ক্যারোলিন আসলে ক্যারোলিনের কবিতার প্রতি ভালোবাসা প্রায় খুবই গভীর মাত্রায় আছে কবিতার জন্য ভালোবাসা এবং তার কাছে তার মা হচ্ছে হিরো এখানে কিন্তু হিরো বলা হচ্ছে আপনারা লক্ষ্য করবেন বলা হয়নি কিন্তু এর স্ত্রীবাচক শব্দটি ব্যবহার করেনি কিন্তু ক্যারোলিন তো সেই অর্থে আসলে ক্যারোলিন এই তার মাকে খুবই মানে উঁচু একটা স্থানে তার মনের মধ্যে আছে তার কারণ হলো যে এই নারী 6 সন্তানের মা সিঙ্গেল মাদার ছিলেন এবং যেভাবে মানুষ করেছেন তার ভাই বোনদের এবং ক্যারোলিনকে তো সেটা আসলে ভুলবার নয় এই জন্যই ক্যারোলিন তার মাকে হিরো মনে করেন তার জীবনে এবং আমি এই অনুষ্ঠানে আসার আগে গতকাল ওর সঙ্গে কথা বলছিলাম যে কিভাবে কানেক্টেড হবে সেটা একটা ট্রাই করছিল ক্যারোলিন তখন আমি আরো গল্প শুনেছে যে ওদের পারিবারিকভাবে ওদের মধ্যে ভাই বোনদের মধ্যেও সম্পর্ক খুব গভীর খুব ফ্যামিলি বন্ডেজ ইজ ভেরি স্ট্রং সো এটা আসলে একটা খুব বড় দিক ভালো দিক তো সেটা আমার খুব ভালো লেগেছে সাধারণত আমাদের একটা ধারণা আছে যে পশ্চিমা সমাজে পরিবারগুলো বোধহয় একটু এলোমেলো ছাড়া পরিবারের সদস্যদের মধ্যে সম্পর্কটা বোধহয় খুব গভীর নয় কিন্তু তা নয় বরং আমি উল্টোটা শুনেছি আমার একটা কারণ অবশ্য মনে হয়েছে যে ক্যারোলিনের যে ঐতিহ্য পারিবারিক ঐতিহ্য সেটা এরকম যে ক্যারোলিনের মার দিক থেকে ক্যারোলিন হচ্ছেন আইরিশ তো সো এই কারণেও আমার মনে হচ্ছে যে তাদের মধ্যে পারিবারিক একটা গভীর ভালো সম্পর্ক সুসম্পর্ক মায়ের সঙ্গে অন্যদের সঙ্গে আছে এখনো আছে যদিও মা বেঁচে নেই Okay, Caroline, I have just also told many things about you, what I have just talked with you last night.
Yeah,
So I told this.
I understood.
Yeah. Yes, if you like, you can say more.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
You did very well. And you mentioned my mom, which is my inspiration. God rest her soul. So I do a lot of humanitarian work. It's very important to me.
Yes.
A lot of my writing is learning. It usually has a message. I want to change a lot of humanity to keep it positive. So that's really what I concentrate on is messages of, life, that things that happen to people. And in that process, when we're all crazy with stress, I write from fantasy as well. So I like to dive into make believe because I am a teacher and I work with children. We do a lot of make believe. So I have a really keen imagination and very expressional. So you did very well with explaining my passion. Thank you for inviting me. And I did enjoy our conversation last night. We had a fantastic getting to know each other. And you are a wonderful human being. Thank you so much for doing this because literature is my passion. I'm a prolific reader. I love words. I mean, I just absolutely cannot get enough of them. They are great to express, and everybody has a different meaning for them. So thank you. I did have a couple poems that I sent you. I wanted to express my first one. I write from the heart. So I speak my mother tongue, and sometimes my mother tongue can have bad language. Sometimes the poetry needs that bad language. So for those who don't like the bad language, I will say I apologize ahead of time, because I feel it is by choice if someone reads something, but because I am on live, I'm going to apologize. Because the
Okay,
poem has a
go
couple
ahead.
words. Okay, so I wrote this one not too long ago. This is fairly recent. It's called Never Will You Drown. There comes a time when we unravel our wounds, a time where our faces carry a heavy frown from all the world's fucking sounds, making our emotions go round and round. Life can make us feel as if we've lost our confident crown. Worries pile up like extra fatty pounds from all of the society's worldly ties and bounds. You reach, you look for a safe breach, you seek the sound of wisdom preached. You have lost your voice and you can't speak, feeling rage like a huge bitch. You feel unhitched. Society feels like a blood-sucking leech. Then comes this big strong hand, this one with the sound voice, helping you with a choice, words all fair, bringing you back to sanity, releasing all agony, a gentle touch of empathy, a simple compliment of your autonomy, redeeming creative writing canopy, fulfillment reaching capacity, throwing away all negative calamity, reminding myself no more formalities. This precious hand helps me rise naturally, brings me peace unselfishly and happily. After each poem, I write a quote, and my quote is, kindness comes in the human's loving hands to help rise and stand. Carolyn Stransky. So that's the first one. And I wrote that, like I said, just feeling a little low, needing to pull myself up, and a friend came to my rescue. So that was what that was about. The second one is going in the book. My daughter is an artist and an illustrator who will be doing all my artwork. And she wanted me to write something dark and creative. You know, she's a fantasy writer. So I wrote Nightcrawlers. And this is about things that come to your dreams. Nightcrawlers, shadowed hands, bloody eyes, floating spindles in my bed, dreamy musical curling screams in my exploded head, blatant souls burning sequence of black ripple magic, sensual luscious witches granting spells of human manic, all coming from the red, bleeding, haunted attic. A land of sinful castles, dark secrets, dripping and oozing demons of the night, crawling creates sleeplessness. Sleepless. Gray and white eyes display human weakness. Sweating ice dropping dangerous crystals of uniqueness, fogging up my misty, frightened symbols. Monsters grabbing wicked descriptors. Monsters full of silent predictors. Monsters whispers, lies, and resistors. Raptures amongst the evil dream, hands tied behind the wisdom tree. The mummies tie me up, smothering my power cup, sealing me away in my tomb. Ebony silk saturates my mind wounds, feeling my soft, rubescent, swelled entity, translucent conundrum of individual destiny. The end, written by Carolyn Stransky. So that was just a creative, for her. I wanted to, give her her little world of anime. She's an anime, a huge person on that. So I went a little crazy on that one with, just being artistically creative with words. But other than that, I appreciate the time to read those. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you were just fantastic reading and the poems, which I have enjoyed also. And I hope that our viewers also enjoyed your poems, because it's highly emotive, imaginative, and also the imageries and the use of words or the paraphrases you used, really nice. And which I want to say to my viewers that you write from your heart, and you also told that poetry comes from heart.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
It
the
does.
first poem which you have read, "The Never Will You Drown," and here just one sentence I want to just speak about: making our emotions go around and around.
Mhm.
Emotions, but your thinking go around and around.
Mhm.
Really, that's a very good thinking and very good imagination.
Thank
And
you.
another line which I just want to mention, that I am just looking for the sentence, but I'm not
Okay.
getting it right now. But which is important to me, that you just want to say something for the humanitarian causes,
Mhm.
and that is such a line, such sentence you could write, that like this: you have lost your voice and can't speak. This is related with language, of course.
Mhm.
We can understand. The next sentence: the feeling raise and like a huge bitch, you may feel unbitch.
Yeah,
Society feels like blood, sucking, leech. Yes.
it does.
And how we are, yes. Then comes this big, strong hand. Here, you are just extending your hands to the readers of your poetry or of your poem. The one with sound voice, helping you with a choice. Words, all fear.
Mhm.
This is important, that you want to help your readers,
Yeah.
and words can be fear. Words, in fact, all fear. This is the serenity from this reading I can get after reading this sentence.
Yes, you have it exactly right. Exactly right. Yes.
And the second poem, which is also a very good poem, Night Crawlers. You have also already said that it's a poem of fantasy. It comes from your fantasy, thinking of fantasy. Yes, of course. But the first sentence, I just, it is very striking. Shadowed hands, bloody eyes, floating spindles in my bed. Oh,
Mhm.
really? Very annoying. The shadowed hands. It's something like of a ghost,
Yes.
might be. Shadowed hands and bloody eyes. Yes.
Fantastic.
But
Yeah.
after then, the second sentence, it makes me more comfortable when I read dreaming musical. Okay. Music is good for anyone.
I guess that depends, right? Some people don't like certain music.
Yes, that's right. Okay. Really, I enjoyed your poem. Though some vocabulary was not well known to me, but I got the message, and I got your emotion and what you wanted to say. I got that. Okay, before just going to Choitali, I want to just show some comments from the viewers. The one very good reader of poetry, Kazi Marzia, and she writes that quite a lovely program. Happy International Mother Language Day to all. Okay, thank you, Marzia, and I hope that you are a very good reader of poetry and as well as a viewer of our program. So thank you very much. And another comment. Okay, I can show the comments from the beginning. The first one, Manjurul Alam. He says that from Chittagong, Manjurul Alam. Okay, she lives in a city, port city, that is we call Chittagong from Bangladesh, and she's from there watching our program. And then Shahriar Parvez, Shubho Jok, that means best wishes to us. And then another user, of Facebook user, he or she writes saludos. It is in Spanish, I think so. And Ahmed Sultan, another viewer, he writes beautiful. Muhammad Sayad Box, and he is also from Chittagong, and telling that. And Abdul Baten congratulating us, congratulations. And Muhammad Sayad Box again writing, great trending theme for this year, as many youth are focusing on third language nowadays. Likewise, besides my mother tongue, Bangla, I have working knowledge of English, French, and Standard Arabic. Okay, so you are a multilingual person.
Wow.
Thank you very much for watching our program. Now, just I'm looking for, okay, Mr. Badruddin, and he's watching, in fact, from USA, and he writes, what a great light in the discussion, really touches the mind. Okay, thank you very much, Badruddin, that you are enjoying our conversation also. And so, Choitali, would you like to say anything about Caroline's poetry? If you say, it would be our pleasure to hear from you.
Actually, it's like music. I thought when I was hearing her recitation, it's like music, it's rhythm, it's lyric, it's like song. And I enjoyed it a lot.
That's a very beautiful thing to say. Thank you.
And Katerina, would you please?
Yes, of course. I am so thankful to have heard Caroline's poems. The first one had great rhythm and it was very evocative. And the second one had chilling images, unforgettable images. So, and also what wonderful idea to put quotes at the end of your poems.
Yes, that is something new. Yeah,
that's right. That is super original.
We sometimes we see that people or the poets or the writers, they use in the beginning.
Yeah.
But
no, I feel a high sense of philosophy in my life. So I'm called a wise one before my age. I've always been told that. So I decided just to start taking my wisdom and putting it down on paper. But yeah, I think I love quotes, all of them from all over the world. So I thought it would be great to incorporate an understanding quote at each end of the poem. My daughter's idea, actually, she says, Mom, you need to put those at the top of your book. And I'm like, okay, you know. Oh, yeah.
How important family is for you.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah. And children and basically human relationships.
Yes. Very important.
Lovely. Yeah. Yes. Wonderful to have met you, Caroline.
Yeah, I've read a lot of your work on the poetry sites and I absolutely love it. You know, I'm always commenting on most of you guys I've been reading. I am very familiar with some of the guests that we didn't show up today, have some fantastic work out there. So it's quite inspiring when you get to read, you know, the others' poetry. And that's why I love having the poetry page that I started, because I love to read, and just to be able to read it, it helps you as well to be inspired, you know. So it's wonderful to that we're all here today just to connect on all languages. I am very highly appreciative of it. So, because we're getting the message out, you know, it's really a good thing to get the message out about communication, because I'm really huge about communication, and it does come in all forms. expression forms. Yeah. So thank you for your comments. They were very lovely. I mean, that is very humbling to me. I've been writing since I was 8 years old as well. My whole life, people kept telling me, you need to write. You need to just put that out there. And I finally, during the COVID, said, I'm off of work. I teach online. I'm just going to do it. So the timing was good. I think God's presence was there. So it's all about timing sometimes when you have the right words to say. I probably could have done this 10 years ago when my kids were little. So,
Yeah.
It's a big difference from 21 to, 11 years old.
Yes.
So
now you're more independent, and you
very
can devote your time for your creativity.
Yes, exactly. So my time now to
Right.
Yes, it is your time now.
My time, the golden years of the 50s.
Yes, and you know that the Choitali is almost
It's
like
lovely.
you.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to mention about Choitali. Choitali is almost
Thought
living
process
a life
is also
like you.
very interesting.
Yes.
The thought process is very interesting.
Yes.
Lovely
Choitali,
poem,
you are
Caroline.
also
Caroline, lovely poem.
Choitali, you are also leading a life like her.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's great.
Actually, everybody, all of us, we are living our own life.
Yes.
It's a
Of
kind
course.
of trip.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
and you know that Caroline, the Choitali is also a single mother, and living a very good life of herself. That's really amazing. So she has one daughter only, and that's all.
Uh-huh. It's a tough job. I saw my mom do it. It's she was a remarkable woman. I used to say, how did you do this? How, she'd say, grace of God, and she said, I would
In
do
fact,
it.
raising children is really tough.
Very
It
tough.
may be boy, maybe
Yes, but
girl.
really tough and very interesting and very charming also.
Yeah, charming and also challenging. Is at the same time very
Very
challenging.
charming.
Very rewarding though.
Very
It's
challenging. Especially from us when we are single mother.
Mhm. That's
I
right.
think all single mothers should get awards.
Yes,
Challenging.
that's right. Can I ask Jayada to say something? Jayada?
Yes, I like two poems, very lovely and with much imagination. From Caroline, to life is hope.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, lots of hope. We need that right now in the world. I'll tell you, we need hope.
Yes, of course. Okay, so just going to our last poet, Choitali Chattopadhyay, who will recite her poems in Bangla, that is also my language. And before that, I want to show you one video to the viewers. Please be patient and keep your patience. And just I'm showing you a video on Tirundaj. Tirundaj, you know that it's a multilingual literary magazine which I publish. That means I'm publisher and as well as I'm editor. And we have also an international editorial panel, and we have also a team of editors or the people. They help me for publishing this magazine. I'm showing a video on Tirundaj, and you will get some idea if you watch it.
তো অনেক বড় একটি তালিকা ছিল, সেই তালিকা থেকে সে তালিকা 100 জনের উপরে, সেখান থেকে কমে মাত্র 25 জনকে নিয়ে সংখ্যাটি করেছে।
So just you have watched the video, and now I'm just welcoming a new poet from Poland, and she is Anna Maria Stepian. So welcoming you, Anna.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Yes, and okay, now just before going to Choitali, I want to go to Anna. Anna, will you read your poem? Maybe 2 poems or 1, whatever you like,
Okay.
in Polish and also in English. But before that, I want to introduce her, that she is a translator, poet, and a teacher. Yes, Anna. And her
Yes.
poems have been published in many anthologies, as well as she is working with Tirundaj. He is our teammate. She is our teammate, and she's working with us. Okay, Anna, would you please read your poem?
Yes.
Please.
I have one poem dedicated to my mom. First in Polish. Mamo, moja kochana, miłość do książek i słowa pisanego również dzięki Tobie. Spojrzenie na rzeczywistość, czasem z przymrużeniem oka, czasem z melancholią, jak u Ciebie. Wierszem mówienie, niezaprzeczenie, Twoja też sprawka. I miłość do otwartych przestrzeni, błękitu, zieleni, jagód w lesie dojrzałych. Kochałaś świat cały. Twoja Ania. My dear, darling mom, the love of books and the written word also thanks to you. The view of reality, sometimes with a knowing wing, sometimes with melancholy, like you. Speaking and rhyming, there's no denying you're doing too. And the love of open spaces, the azure, the green places, berries in the woods fully ripe. The world entire, so insanely you loved. Your Anya. My first poem, which I wrote in 2019. I don't write for a long time. I haven't been writing for a long time. And the second poem, as it is winter now, so I have a poem entitled Winter Lullaby, and in Polish it is Zimowa Kołysanka. W samotności myśli słyszę, wiatr zimowy mnie kołysze, wiatru taniec kradnie ciszę, lecz mych myśli nie zagłuszy. Takie jego tango z drzewem, w myślach swoich zatopiona, nad pędzącym czasem znowu zamyślona. Marzę, tworzę i uśmiecham się do wspomnień. Płatki śniegu towarzyszą, płatki bielą znaczą niebo. Jest tak pięknie, tak spokojnie. Czemu smutek więc ogarnia? Sama tego nie pojmuję, ale w duszy smutek czuję. W samotności myśli słyszę, Wiatr zimowy mnie kołysze, chłodem ciało duszę obejmuje i nostalgią mnie wypełnia. Niech się dzieje, niech się spełnia, co ta czarodziejka, zima, dama biała w zakamarkach swoich mroźnych dla nas trzyma. Ona pójdzie wkrótce dalej. Ciepło będzie i wspaniale, wróci tutaj radość, wniesie wiosna młoda, a mnie wtedy zimy darów utraconych nic a nic nie będzie szkoda. Written on the 19th of January this year, and in English, Winter Lullaby. In solitude, I hear my thoughts. The winter wind, my body rocks. The dance of the wind, the silence stills, but the thoughts of mine aren't drowned out by its tango with the tree. Sunk in thought, and over the dashing time, pondering today again, I dream, I compose, smiling at sweet memories. Snowflakes keep it company. Snowflakes mark the sky with white. It's so sublime. It's so peaceful too. Why then sadness? Why then does sadness keep haunting me? Not comprehending in myself. Deep in my soul, I feel truly sad. In solitude are he my thoughts. The dancing wind, the body rocks. Cold permeates my flesh and soul, and nostalgia fills me to the brim. Let it happen, let it come true. All that this winter, the sorceress, the white lady, in its frosty recesses for us has. It will soon go, far away. Warm and gorgeous will come the days. Then the spring young will return here, bringing joy. And I will not at all feel the lack over the winter's gifts lost. Thank you.
You're welcome, and wonderful recitation and reading of your poems. And Carolina, just pass some comments, then I'll go to Choitali about her poem, about Anna's poem.
Who?
Just a few words.
Who are you speaking to? Me?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm just telling you to say something about Anna's poetry.
I'm sorry, Anna.
Yes.
Winter and mother.
I'm like, yeah. No, beautiful, beautiful. The mother one got me there. And, I know that feeling of not writing for a long time. But what a feeling, though, when you get back into it, right? To be able to express that love for your mom is beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I love hearing this in other languages. It tickles me. I really do. I'm really enjoying it. So thank you for your share. It was really beautiful.
In fact, we have already heard from the Bulgarian language, the Spanish,
yes,
and Polish, English.
It's amazing.
So now now I want to just go to Choitali Chattopadhyay, and she is from Calcutta, India. She is our neighbor, and also speaks in the same language, that is Bangla. So, Choitali, you read your poems, and we will conclude this session with your reading, and maybe a little conversation we will have. Okay, Choitali, go ahead, please. Oh, just a minute. I'm sorry. Sometimes it happens because I forget to unmute. Oh, no. Choitali herself muted. Yes, now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. I think we all of us are enjoying this poetic celebration a lot. I'm reciting my own poem, followed by the English translation.
Oh, I should introduce Choitali to you. I am just interruption.
No, it's okay.
No, I must say that Choitali is a very good poet and a celebrated poet from Calcutta, in fact, by Bengali poet. Bangla poet. So, and she has published many books of poetry. And she's a very well-established poet of from, I can say, from Calcutta, in fact, as a Bangla poet, Bengali poet. She is very well known there. Okay, Chaitali, that's enough, I think. Okay,
Thank you,
sorry
thank
to
you,
interrupt.
Marshall.
Sorry.
No. My first poem, it's regarding the trip, I think daily trip or round the clock trip of a woman, a working woman. The name of the poem is Manobi Journal. 6টা বেজে 10 ও পাশ ফিরল, টিফিন ভরছি, কুইক কুইক, বাস এসে গেছে, ছুটতে ছুটতে আমিও ছুটছি ছেলের বয়স। 8:25, চায়ের সঙ্গে রোদ এনে ঘরে ওকে জাগিয়েছি, খিদে খিদে ভাব মরুগ্গে, ওর মিনি লাঞ্চ বক্স সাজিয়ে দেব, তো আজও ট্রেন মিস। 11:16, ডোন্ট ডিস্টার্ব, বাইরে ঝোলানো, কথা বলা শেষ, বস কি চাইছে, অ্যাজ ইউজুয়াল পায়ে পা ঘুষল। 2:02, তাই মিতালি ও আমি পাতা ওড়া উড়ি, শূন্য তাকাই, ওটা কোন গাছ, শিমুল, পলাশ, বেট ধরি যদি চাইনিজ খাই। 7:30, ঢের কাজ ফিরে, ওর বন্ধুকে ডেকেছে ডিনারে, আমার জন্য ব্যথা পা এবং রেলবাজারের ঘুমোনো আলোয় আষাঢ়ে ইলিশ। 9:06, ও ফেরেনি, তবে ফিরবে, ক্লান্তি, টেবিল তৈরি, বিলল চক্ষে বন্ধুটিকেও গল্প দিচ্ছি, সারা ঘরময় সর্ষের ঝাঁঝ। 11:15, নিজেকে ভাববো, মানে ওর গায়ে হাত পড়লেও আলো জ্বলল না, সেই কথা, নাকি বালিশে প্রথম রক্তের ফোঁটা। The English translation of this poem. 6:10, he turns again in bed. I stuff tiffin into the child's box. Quick, quick, the school bus is in. I am in a rush, hot footing, in my child's age I am. 8:25, with tea and sunlight I wake him. Slow rumbles of hunger riving me. Hell, I would better pack him off with lunch in the mini box. Goodness me, shall I miss the train again? 16:11, don't disturb sign hanging outside the boss's room. Briefing over, the boss goes his route, rubbing away his feet onto mine. 2:02, and with Mitali for the lunch. Leaves flying, look blank. What treats, Shimul or Polash? Shall we bet? Then a Chinese treat? 30:07, much to walk back home. He invites a friend for dinner. My feet ache, and the hilsha is a kind of Bengali fish, and the hilsha of the dimming rail market for the guest. 6:09, he is not yet back. He will soon, or will he? I am dog tired. The dinner table's ready. He is yet to show up. With thirsty eyes, I keep the friend engaged in gossips. Tang of the mustard breathes all over the house. 15:12, I feel the throb, feel myself. My hand lolls over his body, but no light burns. That very thing, or the drip of blood on the pillow? My second poem, the name is Schizophrenia. I think actually we all pass through this state of mind. Subconsciously, we all creative people have to face it, that schizophrenic phase. First, the Bengali. মতিচ্ছন্ন যদি বলে বন্ধুরা, আমি মুখ নিচু করে বুড়ো আঙুলের নখ ফুটে যাব, নাকি খুব ফিচেল ধরনে মাজা কি মারবো। সেদিন যে ফুল পাঠিয়েছি, ফ্লোরিস্ট ফোন করে বলে দিল ও বাড়িতে কেউ থাকে না, আর সঙ্গীতা সেও বিট্রে করলো। কফি হাউসের মুখে তোমাকে চেনালাম, তো ফিরে এসে দিব্যি শোনালো, কই কাউকে দেখিনি। ডাক্তারও জানিয়েছে সত্যি নও, কল্পনা আমার। এসব মুহূর্তে তুমি পাশ থেকে আশ্চর্য রকম ভাবে সরে সরে যাও। তোমাকে ধুরন্ধর ভাববো, ভয় হয়, বড় বেদনার মতো লাগে। Now the English one, schizophrenia. Friends call me crazy. Should I keep paging my nails with a stopped head or mock back like a rascal? The flowers I have sent to you the other day, the florist called me to say no one lives in that address. And Shangita, she also betrayed me. I identified you for her right in front of the coffee house, but she told me after coming home, what are you talking about? I didn't see anyone. Doctor also said the same thing. You don't exist, just my imagination. In these moments, how astonishingly you move away from my side. I want to brand you as shrewd, but I feel scared, as if grief hits my gut. Thank you. Thanks, George.
It's really amazing and wonderful reading of poetry. We have all enjoyed. So first I want to ask Caroline to say something about her poetry.
Oh God, that was amazing. Schizophrenic. I think we all can relate to that one. That was really brilliantly written. It really, really was. I was intrigued with that one. The school bus was just enchanting, you know. I'm a mom, so I can get that one completely. I like the line where you touch the body at the end of the day. That was beautiful. I do really, really love that schizophrenic. It's just so poignant, you know. It has really huge definition to me. I think everybody questions if they're crazy or not, you know, especially in times of despair or uncertainty. So that was really, really good. I want to see that one. So yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Thank
You very much,
Thank you.
Caroline, for your comments. And now I just want to go to Katerina. Would you please say something?
Yes, of course.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, of course. I want to say I really enjoyed her poems. I wished I had them on paper because they were complex. And I felt like they're the kind of poems that pay off on multiple reads. I found the structure of the first one really interesting with the punctuation by time, you know. This is what happens and this is what happens and this is what happens until we get to the pillow with the blood. And the second one about the different mental states, and all of us live with what is real anyway, and what is imagined, and imagine how imagined is it. So basically,
Real and unreal.
yeah. So basically, yeah, we live in the world we live, and we work to make peace with it and to move forward in the constructive way. So I think that she did a really good job depicting this complex state of mind. And I really feel very fortunate to have heard these poems.
Yeah,
They're wonderful.
Yeah, it really is. It was very wonderful. I agree with that. That is something I'd
Thank
pick
you.
up at a bookstore. That's excellent. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with all of you, particularly that the state of mind, and she's very interested to depict the state of mind of a person. And here, I got also the voice of a woman, and that is also important to me, because the first poem, it was a genre of a day, and for that reason, how a woman works in a day, a working woman, of course, and that was the diary. That is the diary of a woman of a day, and hourly, in fact, the hourly diary. So that is fascinating. So this, the time changing, and also the working environment also changing, that is fascinating. Yes. And schizophrenia, that poem is also the every. She also told that the creative person, we go through this mental state of mind, mental state. We go through. That is also true. So I also enjoyed both the poems.
Yeah. It's very universal.
Yeah, of course,
that's one
this is very
thing I love
universal.
about poetry. When a poem is something that goes across the board, that's when I get really excited, because I mean, all poetry is great, but sometimes it's subjective. And then when you find
Yes,
it that relates to everybody, that's fantastic poetry.
yes, you are right. So Anna, would you like to say anything yourself? If you say, then we'll just conclude the session.
Yes. I loved both poems. The first about whole day. Our days look like this, very busy.
Yeah. Our days look like this.
Yes.
Yes.
And schizophrenia. Even if we are not sick, if we don't have this illness, we sometimes behave like this. Sometimes we feel like having this. And I have one request from Maria Borio, who sent us a link to her poems, which she reads in Italian, but I don't know if it is possible.
No, not possible now, because it's already the time is running very fast.
I would like to see her schizophrenic poem in writing, though. That's what I'm asking for. Anna, do you have that so I can see it visually?
Yes, I just want to request Choitale to send this poem, including the Bangla one, for publishing in the Tirundaj literary magazine. And there I can publish it, or she can send a video poem, like a video poem, as a video poem to me. Then I can just publish it, or
That's
I
great.
can just
I
post
wanted to
it.
see the written part to
Yeah,
really.
I already sent it to you, Masood.
Yes, I got the poem. I got your poems. So okay, I will just publish them.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah, so soon, the Carolyn, you can see or read those poems in written form.
Good. Thank you. It will be, because I love to go back and read poems. I mean, I want to read that again. So
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
It's my pleasure.
So, and also I want to ask Jayada. Please, Jayada, say something in the, just we are going to conclude the session. So you say?
I like two poems, very lovely and so beautiful to imagination.
Okay. So now we can conclude the session,
Congratulations.
this reading session. First, I'm very grateful to you because I have invited you and you have come
We
to.
are also grateful to you. We are also grateful to you.
Thank you.
Yes, very great.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
In fact, I enjoyed this program because I heard the voices of different languages and the sounds of different languages. That is very important to me. particularly in this day. I hope that in future we will just meet again and we'll read more poems, maybe on different themes or topics. And wish you good luck. And you are, in fact, enriching your language, writing poems. That is very important. The poets and writers, they enrich their language and their feelings. So I hope that you will continue it, and in future we'll meet again and we will hear more poems from you. So Caroline, Katerina, Jada, Anna, and Choitali, goodbye for now.
Bye.
Goodbye, folks. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Blessings.
Thank you. Thank you.